Hello, everybody, and welcome to another podcast, The Empty Minds Are. This is episode 9, and we are here on a glorious Saturday. The boys are going out later to attend a festival, as well as see two bands play, dirty rock bands. What's that?
I thought you were going to say attend a funeral. We're all so excited. The boys are going out. Any chance
to hang out, the boys are down.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, there was two people who passed away this week, which we'll do a little memoriam right now. So we had a wrestler from WWE, tragic passing. His name was Bray Wyatt. He was 36 years old, which is really fucked up. Like 36 years old, the guy had a really good career, and he was crushing it, but
he said it was COVID complications.
There was some COVID complications, which led to an eventual heart attack, which is sad. And then there's Bob Barker, the legend of The Price is Right, passed away at 99.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be upset about that. That's a fucking amazing life.
Yeah.
Like, the guy made bank. He fucking hosted a TV show for a long time, and eventually Drew Carey took over, whatever. But Bob Barker, the true legend. If everybody remembers from Happy Gilmore, The Price is Wrong, bitch!
I do not remember.
You don't remember?
No.
That was
Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, Adam Sandler's movie. He was a hockey player who became a golfer.
Okay.
And then he had a crazy slap shot, so it turned into a crazy drive, and then he was playing a celebrity match, and there was Bob Barker on there, and he ended up fucking fist fighting with Bob Barker, and then he looked at Bob Barker, he's like, "The price is wrong, bitch."
Yeah. That's funny.
But
as Forrest would say, that was a funny meme. The memes. The Bob Barker memes.
He found out about Bob Barker's death from memes. That's the world we live in now.
Forrest and I were like, didn't he die already? I could have sworn he did, but I guess I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah.
I did watch The Price is Right when I was a kid. My mom usually watched it, and I just remember the big wheel.
The big wheel keep on turning. Oh yeah, and he had an iconic voice. There's also something I would like to address because we haven't, but Forrest is not with us this week. There is for some reason there's a camera recording an empty space.
When I edit this, I want to cut to old footage of Forrest. He's just being quiet.
You should edit in old footage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that just for a sec.
Yeah, he's not feeling too well today, so he's out. So it's just the boys. It's 3 parts, and you know what? 4 of us together, we're usually idiots. 3 of us, we're not going to be able to figure anything out. So we're here, and there's a lot of news to talk about. So this week, there was Summer's Gamescom. Tons of video games released. Tons of news. Fucking so much Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's confusing the fuck out of me because, every 2 weeks, they're releasing a new trailer. It's like, holy shit, you guys are giving out a lot, and they've released the first 17 minutes. Looks fucking amazing.
You showed me that. It is really good.
Oh, the graphics.
I want to see the rest, but I've got to wait a month.
Yeah, September 9th. Well, a little bit less than a month. September 19th.
Yeah. I'm counting the days.
He's an old game system. Azer, called an old game system in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Was that also on Summer Gamescom? Oh, I see what you mean. The Atari 2600 console.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it looks like.
Let's see.
Check it out.
Oh, are they releasing a mini?
And you check this out too.
I like the mini NES.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I love these mini consoles. Give me the mini GameCube. I'll buy so many of them.
Oh, I know. Oh, especially GameCube.
I think you only need one.
Especially GameCube.
I'll buy all the colors. Imagine.
He's going to be a scalper. He just admitted it.
Yeah. I'm going to sell them at a high price. Yeah, imagine if they had a mini PS2. Like, holy fuck.
They do have.
Well, they did the mini PS1.
And it
looks
awesome.
People said it was what?
It looks awesome, but I know they don't have. I know they don't have the games that people wanted.
Hirsch has a small PS2 he bought 4 years ago.
I felt insulted. I was like, what?
Small
No, it's that PS2.
Out of nowhere, and Christian has a small PS2.
No, I said PS2.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, I know.
It's on my household.
That's why he's buying so many GameCubes. He's got it. Compensate.
Sounds like it too. Here's got a small PS2.
Yes, and they came out. My brother bought the Sega Genesis, the mini one. That one fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
It was responsive. The games that they had, like, it's the Sega Genesis, right? So it's like you had Streets of Rage, amazing beat 'em up. Just like it was, Streets of Rage was kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or The Simpsons, you know, side scrolling, beating up enemies.
Right.
And then like they had the Sonic games, which if you want a Sega, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Have we owned Sega, Christian?
No.
No, we never owned Sega.
I've heard of it, but I know it's like the competitor to the
I played Sonic
PlayStation, right?
Xbox, I think.
We did not own a Sega, but my grandma did. So it was like we would go over there, and they also had something called a Vextrex. Did you guys ever see this?
No.
So a Vextrex was pretty much a game system, but it was like from the fucking 80s or 90s, but it was a TV. So it's like it had the TV attached, and then it like the Vextrex was on the bottom, and it's like an all-in-one, like plug it in. It had the TV. It's almost like a mini game cabinet, and you could switch like. You could put like pieces of plastic in front of the TV and it changed the colors.
Like arcade then.
That's
it was
pretty
like
cool.
a little arcade.
That reminds me of a project someone did where they took the motherboard of a Nintendo Wii and put it inside a mini CRT. And so it's like an all-in-one console of a Nintendo Wii.
CRT.
Yeah. It looks pretty badass.
Is he doing recording jingles over there?
No,
CRT.
Oh, was it?
Remember CRTFS, or it's called?
Wait, oh yeah, I do.
Not
that's SpongeBob.
That's
I remember CFS.
Yeah, no, he's spelling camping. Like CAMPING something camping song.
You can't spell.
Yeah, it's camp.
CAMPFIRESONG.
Oh yeah, it's camp. Yeah.
They're both yellow. I forgot.
CRT. CFS.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch Summer Games Con, so I don't know. I didn't know what was happening. First off,
I heard it sucked.
But everybody says that, and it's just because they didn't announce my game. It's like they didn't announce Bloodborne, and it's like nobody. There's no inkling towards Bloodborne. Like they didn't announce GTA 6, no Spider-Man. It's like we just heard from Spider-Man a month ago. GTA 6 hasn't been announced, and so that's not Gamescom's fault.
We're too spoiled nowadays.
Yeah, they just want what they want, and then they feel like. But there was a lot of cool indie games, and there was a lot of cool like Killing Floor 3's coming out. We played Killing Floor 2. We liked
awesome.
that.
I think I played like a little bit. I barely played that.
Oh, you missed out. Yeah, it was a
I
lot of fun.
think you played with it. Only, really, I
don't think I played once, and then I played me for a second. But that was it.
What is all this? This must be
I don't know. I think you played more.
I remember watching a Christian play with you, but play with you.
Well,
play with you.
That's before you walked in.
I watched my Killing Floor with you in Forest. I wasn't part of it though.
Yeah, we didn't have too many consoles. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad they're finally getting a sequel.
We should try Back for Blood again. Like, why'd we stop playing it?
Yeah, I feel like I want to jump back in. I think we just couldn't pass a certain part.
Sequence
just kept
2 or
dying.
something.
I think because we thought wrong about the game at first. I think it was like that game is odd because I think you have to start like because you change your difficulty as you play, but I think it's actually meant to be like you start it easy because you need to build yourself up and get shit, and then you change the difficulty as you go along, which isn't like most games, which is a cool definitely a cool play style because now you have to start at the bottom and work your way up instead of just playing normal and working your way through the game. So that makes it feel like there's replayability.
It's all about the cards you get, and certain cards just make it so much easier. And it's
it reminds
of
of like
cards.
There's like a weird card
like Dead Ops a little bit. The game.
Dead Ops.
Dead Ops.
Dead Ops was tough.
Yeah, and Baldur's Gate 3. Fuck.
Yeah, it's really hitting the masses.
Yeah.
It's really popular.
Hitting
is
those
what
masses.
I meant. It's not exactly my type of game. I'm curious to play it, and I want to play it rather, and just because everybody keeps talking about it.
I know.
Why aren't you playing this right now?
Supposedly, there's things in that game that other developers are pissed about because they won't be able to replicate, and they're like, "You blew your load too big on this game. Nobody else can blow as big as a load."
Really? Is that right?
Christian?
Damn.
Is there really loads?
Yeah, that reminds me of Shadow of Mordor copywriting their what do they call it? Their orc system, their orc revenge system, Nemesis, the Nemesis system they called it.
Okay.
They copyrighted so no other game can steal that concept.
I'm
Where it's
excited
just
for DLC.
Oh, I know, as me as
DLC.
well. I've got to feed the game for
No,
stuff. But
DLC for Zelda.
Oh.
yeah.
Did they announce anything for that?
No, not yet. The game just
Which-
came out.
let's also jump into this because Resident Evil 4 came out. Nothing has been announced for DLC. Nothing.
That's wild.
What the fuck is up
They
with that?
gotta jump on that soon. Same with Elden. Oh, I guess they announced it, but Elden Ring, like I want more.
Well, Elden Ring has been announced like since it came out that they were doing DLC.
Yeah,
and
Shadow of the
nothing.
Erd Tree.
I haven't seen anything about it.
No teasers, just a wallpaper, I think. But
And
reason to jump back in later.
they announced Little Nightmares 3,
Mm-hmm.
and it's full co-op, which I've seen Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Definitely cool concept. Cool. The art style is very different in that game. Also very beautiful.
When I was gonna text you because I saw that somewhere, and I didn't realize it was like the third game in the series.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this looks just like It Takes Two. I was googling the developer because I thought, is it the same guy that fucked the Oscars? Is it the same guy?
That fucked the
Yeah.
Oscars.
Is it that same man? I had to look it up.
He's just in the back with his trophy, just beating the shit out of it.
Little Nightmares.
Kick him out. He's fucking the Oscars. Well, it's just a family.
What the fuck? I actually looked. So who's over there?
Family called the Oscars.
He's respected.
fucking the
He's
Oscars.
respected too for doing that.
So one thing, I should have brought this up before. It's a little tidbit. The last podcast, some of you may have heard a very loud noise. So I uploaded the wrong version of the podcast. The one that went up is there's a part where we talk about a song, like a wrestler's theme song or something.
Yeah.
And I did not. That version of the podcast was really loud. It just blew out your eardrums.
But you know, if there's real heavy metal fans out there, they were probably headbanging the shit once that came on.
It probably scared everyone.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because everybody's going like this.
What part is that?
But the song never got. That's why I added it because the
It
song
was
never got captured.
40 minutes in, I
So
believe.
you
It
were
was
all doing
around
this
there.
to nothing.
We mentioned a wrestler's theme song, and as soon as I was like, "Here, let me play it on my phone," but instead of him letting me play it on his phone, he added the song in.
No, because like the song never got captured, so it was just in silence.
Okay, that's fine.
So I was like, I want to keep this, but I've got to add something.
And there was a game that's coming out that's a samurai game that has to do with a Japanese lore, like a myth or something like that. It's called Wukong, right?
Son Goku. Yeah, it's called
Son
Wukong.
of Goku.
But he is also known as Son Goku.
Really?
Okay.
He's the same. That's what Dragon Ball Z took inspiration from.
And pretty much it seems like the samurai games are fucking owning right now.
Oh yeah.
Like fucking Phantom Blade Zero looks amazing. People are
Mhm.
excited for Ghost of Tsushima, fucking Wukong, and also, which is very strange to me because I know Nioh got a sequel, but I don't think it's as crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't think
wasn't
it's
as-
sold as deadly as you would imagine.
I think because a lot of people realized how hard Nioh 1 is. If you have your difficulties so high, you're probably going to kick a lot of people out. That's why I think a Sekiro 2 would probably fail.
Yeah.
They shouldn't make one.
That was like in Nioh, I played like throughout the whole game, and then afterwards I found out you could switch into like demon form, and it was like at the end of the game,
Really?
like I could have switched to
Damn.
demon form the whole
Was
fucking
that
time.
Nioh 2 or 1?
I think it's both of them.
Okay.
You can do that in both.
Yeah, if you can play Nioh, I would recommend it. It's a very hard game, but it's probably rewarding if you actually take your time and learn all the
Just
mechanics.
like all those games, like in Dark Souls or any other Souls-like game, there is no bigger gratification when you beat a boss. Those games, you actually feel like you fucking did something.
Oh yeah,
Like, because sometimes those bosses can take
gotta fight
multiple tries.
Still gotta fight Melina, right? Elden Ring.
Oh, Millennia, yeah.
man.
Or Millennia.
I
Millennia
felt the
Trump.
same way when I beat Ursula. I was like, oh, it's not as cool sounding because she's from the Little Mermaid. But my God, does that boss fight
You're
difficult?
like Kingdom Hearts is the new Dark Souls.
She was insane. I still have to catch up.
Yes,
But,
we're playing through Kingdom Hearts, which is Christian's first playthrough of any of these games, which is amazing for me to be on this ride with him because everybody knows Disney and their movies and their properties and
Mhm.
shit like that. But this is a fun, cool spin, which Kingdom Hearts is the absolute fucking... If somebody told me this idea... Well, I remember it because actually when this game was coming out, we had gaming magazines. Remember those things back in the day?
Yeah.
And I remember that's where I first saw it. Then next thing you know, I see Hercules with Cloud, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
Like, that's such a weird fucking concept, but you know what? It works, and it's strange. It's fucking amazing. There's so many weird concepts, and
They made it work. Like they dumped over a toy box, grabbed all these characters, and just made a story out of it.
it's like if Smash Bros had a cohesive story.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's just a fighting game.
Which Smash Bros, the voice actor for Mario retired. Did you know about that, Brandon?
Charles Martinet, no longer voicing Mario.
Yeah, he's done. And he said, it's said that he will still be an advisor on the Mario property, which he's just going to be like,
You know, his replacement already is voicing Mario in a game. The game just got a trailer. It's like Mario. It's like a mobile game, I think. It's like a Mario jumps around.
Is he a younger
What's
dude?
it called? But people were like, "This guy sounds amazing. He sounds just like Mario." So you know, it could have went like, "Oh, this guy sounds nothing like Mario." It could have got Chris Pratt.
Well, that was like not just Mario, but like Homer Simpson. I remember they were doing things and showing, and like there was a guy who could do Homer Simpson 100%, just like Dan Castellana,
yeah,
or whatever the fuck his name is. And yeah, I guess that's just how it is. Like the longer you're out there and somebody can do these, like over 60 years, you're doing a voice. You know what I mean? It's not your voice, which people's voices, like if somebody tried to imitate me, it'd be much harder than just doing a voice, like because you're altering yourself, and a lot of people can't alter those.
Like Donald Duck somehow.
Donald Duck.
You gotta be a very unique person. Do you voice Donald Dump?
Our grandpa used to build Duck.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our grandpa
Our
could do it on our amazing
Donald Duck sound.
He just really had to check that out there. My step grandpa.
Yeah,
he's not my dad.
Yeah,
but which is funny because my grandpa could also do a Donald Duck impression. So it's like,
are we the same? Do we have the same grandpa?
Once you hit 50 years old,
no,
you just could do a Donald Duck
like they
impression.
grew up with it, so as kids they practiced.
That's true, right? Like Donald Duck is, if you want to know that reference, Kingdom Hearts playthrough.
Go to Big Budge, twitch.tv/biggest Budge. Bigum's Budge. Go to twitch.tv/bigbudge or twitch.tv/John Odds to find the Kingdom Hearts playthrough, where you can find me saying stupid things like accidentally calling Goofy Goofy, or the legend over there called Donald Duck.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh my god, Donald Dump is a
Who's your favorite character?
You top it up.
in what?
The game you're playing.
Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
Like
damn.
just like Disney character in general. I always go towards the cool characters like Sephiroth.
Oh, so like,
or
isn't
it's
that
like
fucked?
I know,
Boss
right?
fight in that game?
I enter the bath.
Get near to the bathroom.
I enter the bathroom. Sephiroth is there. And I'm like, fuck.
You're just like, no, not here.
Not Sephiroth, not now.
It's in the bathroom.
No, there's a boss battle in Kingdom Hearts where you just enter the boss battle and Sephiroth destroys you in 2 hits. And that's pretty accurate to the video game, I would say. So there was a hailstorm.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you probably experienced it.
Oh.
I heard legends of this
Me and
storm.
my dad were watching it. It was like it was a smacking
My
one.
father were watching the storm.
This is like crazy.
I
Yeah.
love how he's always claiming ownership like it's not your My dad and I were watching.
We're watching the windows.
Generally, where we live, we don't experience a lot of bad weather that bad, especially in my area. So it was surprising to me to hear that there was like a whiteout basically, where it was just awful hail.
All the leaves.
And like
on
my
the
mom
street.
texted me this image of her gazebo with like it was just destroyed. So
Really?
there's
Okay.
holes everywhere. I can
Didn't
show
you guys
you
put
actually.
that gazebo up?
Yeah, when,
nothing
was that
happened,
this
though.
year? Or,
That was.
oh fuck, my
I think it
phone's
was
being
last year.
used. I'll have to show you it later.
Yes.
That was May
so
7th. Or
I was at work while this was going on, and it didn't because as everybody should know, percentage of precipitation on your weather app does not mean that's the likelihood that it will rain, but it's actually the surrounding area. If it says your city or whatever, and it says percentage of precipitation 50%, that means 50% of your city will be covered in rain.
Oh yeah.
Just so everybody knows. So that means it did not hit where I was, but this storm was fucking like 5 minutes away, and there was a tornado that touched down, and fucking supposedly all their windows got shattered, their vehicle got destroyed. There's like the hail, like you couldn't see like probably like a foot in front of you, and there was people out. You can see on the video there's people out on their bikes, and it's just like torrential. They're getting fucking hailed on,
and then they hit under a tree until it was over, right in front of our house. He got hit in the head. He's like,
oh shit,
on his
really?
bike, he won the tree until it was over.
Had to force that. He also had to take cover at like a McDonald's or something. Wait, was that a McDonald's? I'm pretty sure it was actually.
Said, yeah.
cover at a McDonald's.
He had to take cover at the gym.
It's just
yeah.
Oh, he went to McDonald's.
He had okay.
That's what he told me. Well, that's what he told me, and he came back.
He had to stop curling for a moment.
It was crazy, Christian. It was insane. It was like,
yeah. I mean,
like hail just smacking the fucking ground.
Christian, it was insane. Just
smacking the ground.
Smacking the ground.
No, the hail was just like.
No, I see.
Like,
I know what you mean because
it was like every
mom's car is there's dents.
It wasn't there though when the hailstorm happened.
Yeah, so I'm curious if Forrest has any damage in his car on his like in the hood. It was pretty bad. It was in the hood. Yeah.
He lives in the hood.
One thing, you know what? I don't know if the viewership numbers are out, but Ashoka did release last week. And I know none of. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I loved it. I watched it.
You watched it, okay?
Right when it came out.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like it more than Mando season 3, which is good because you know that was kind of a low point and for a lot of people. I know you may not be into it if you did not watch Rebels, and that is like a big failing point, but that can't be helped a lot. But it's kind of the nature of the thing because it's, I don't know, like you can't progress Dave Filoni's universe without addressing Rebels. So I would recommend you just watch Rebels and skim through it, watch the best episodes, and then jump into Ahsoka.
When was episode 3 coming out?
That would be, I think, Wednesday for us around like 8:00, which is Central Time. I believe so. Anyways, that's a far better time than 2 a.m, which is what they usually did, which was terrible.
Yeah, I have not seen any of the Ahsoka show. I've seen.
Obi-Wan.
This is where I'm getting a lot of information now from these shows and shit. It's from YouTube Shorts. I'm seeing a lot of like Star Wars, the Clone Wars and shit like that. And you see like young Anakin and Ahsoka fighting in the war with Obi-Wan. And did you guys see like that thing from, which one is it? But there's like the guy who does Darth Maul. Yeah. I just know the guy who's fucking Darth Maul.
Oh, are you talking about Ray
Park?
Is that in there?
Not Ray Parker Jr., not the guy who sings
say it.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, did you see the one where there's like old Obi-Wan and then he like takes the Qui-Gon pose and then he like takes and then he kills kills fucking
That's
Maul.
It's a Star Wars episode. What am I saying? It's a Star Wars Rebels episode. And it's a pretty good episode. You expect a big lightsaber fight.
Did you see
but it's just like it's like a samurai, you know, you
or was it
slice.
Sam Witwer? Who's that?
I believe
He's a
Sam
voice
Witwer voices him and voices Darth Maul in
the Clone
Rebels.
Wars.
The Clone Wars too? Okay.
Because did you see him break down that scene?
Oh no.
Because it's like Maul finds Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan's protecting something and Maul wants to know what it is. So then it's like he had 3 poses or something like during it. So it's like the first one he goes like this, which is like his old pose when he was in the war, but then he's like, no, I'm not that guy anymore. So then he assumes like his Alec Guinness pose, you know, like fucking right here.
Wow.
But then he's like, you know what, maybe I can catch this guy. So he takes Qui-Gon Jinn's pose because now he's baiting Maul to do the same thing that killed Qui-Gon. So then he does it, and it's like a really short fight because it's like he fucked him up because he's a Jedi Master and Maul's just whatever. And then it's just like, since you're here and you're just like this badass who killed me in 2 seconds, who you're protecting must mean something. He's like, and is it the chosen one?
Yeah.
And he's protecting
Is it
fucking
the chosen one?
Luke.
That is a fitting end for Maul. They could have easily have just had a big lightsaber fight, a lot of like, I don't know, cinema or a lot of just special effects and shit. But I like that it was very simple. Simple way for Darth Maul to go.
I do want some continuation of the Solo movie because you saw Maul at the end of it.
Yeah, I know. I want more of that Darth Maul because the way so like story wise that takes place when. That is the furthest we ever seen him. No, that's before Rebels.
It takes place before episode 4.
Yeah, it's also because Rebel. Yeah, that would be a little weird actually.
Because fucking Maul never spoke that much. You know what I mean? And he was voiced by Peter Serafinowicz. Who Peter Serafinowicz was. Do you remember in John Wick the guy who's like, "Now, do you want?" He's the gun salesman. He's like, "What do you want for dessert?"
Okay.
That who's the guy who voiced Maul.
Wow.
Originally, and there's just so much of him that is a mystery that can be fleshed out. That's okay because one, they already showed that he was alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Disney has a huge problem with like the characters in Star Wars are dead for a reason, and they just bring them back.
So much Star Wars just takes place within the 6 movies, just like in between. And I really want them to move on. That's why I like this Ahsoka show.
Like somehow blank returned could be explained for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Somehow Boba Fett returned.
Yeah, that's true. I hate that the sequel trilogies exist only because Ahsoka is going to build towards it. I'd rather it be like it would be if it were not there, the Star Wars future could be so bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there would be so much opportunity. Like I know a lot of people don't like the Yuzong Vong, but something like that could exist where they're basically on the unknown regions of the Star Wars universe, far away in the outer edge of the galaxy, I guess.
Yep.
There exists I guess not now it's not canon anymore because Disney bought Star Wars. There were aliens that are like really fucked up. They're like demons basically. And Thrawn's whole thing was preparing like the Star Wars galaxy for it.
He died, eh?
Who?
Ray Stevenson, the guy who
Yeah.
played Thrawn.
No, actually Ray Stevenson played that awesome Dark Jedi in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
He's like
I thought he played Thrawn.
no, that's Lars Mikkelsen.
Lars.
But, yeah. I think
that?
is I'll bring up his
Is that the guy who? Because there's Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh fuck.
Who's Lars?
Is that Metallica?
Yes, that's the drummer from
It's not him.
Master.
I can't find his name. He's the guy that I'm pretty sure he's the same guy that was the evil dude in the latest Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, not Lars.
Not Lars. Yeah, it's
No
not him.
No one's named Lars except Lars.
Really? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Nobody's named Lars. I'm pretty
No, except
Wait.
for Lars.
I'll show you.
Which
dude,
was
this
probably
guy's fucking awesome in the show. Like a
damn.
he's like
that's a fucking look right there.
I know,
Can you
he
showed the camera that one with
check it out.
the fucking beard and the hair, the white beard and hair.
Yeah,
Fuck, that's
like
deadly.
he's like a 6 foot something dark Jedi. He's like very calm. He's not like a screamy Jedi like in Obi-Wan, the character everybody hated.
Yeah.
Fuck, was their name? Not Rey. Riva.
Riva. Fuck.
Yeah.
Reva, fuck.
Yeah, this is how you want to do Dark Jedi. He also has a Padawan that's like evil as well. Like it's pretty awesome.
Are they both called Padawans?
An apprentice, I think, is what it's called.
Okay.
Padawans are more Jedi.
Apprentices.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Ahsoka show. I hope it stays good.
Another thing I wanted to bring up in the Star Wars universe is I would love if they did a what if, and I want it to be based upon Starkiller.
Yeah, what if he was alive? What if it was a thing in Star Wars universe?
Like, that's the thing. Don't have it canon. Just have a fun story because that's what The Force Unleashed was, right? It
Right.
wasn't canon. It was just whatever. And it was like, he's Darth Vader's fucking apprentice. And he becomes stronger than Vader. And just have fun with it. Just be like Starkiller becomes the biggest bad on the universe and just
People
fucking
are
play with it.
they got to do something with the idea because there's a mysterious Sith Inquisitor and everybody is like, oh yeah, Ray Parker, is that his name?
No, Ray
Fuck.
Park is Maul.
Fuck.
Ray Stevenson.
Well, yeah, no, Ray Parker. He's credited in Ahsoka, so it's like, who is he playing? What's he doing in there?
Oh, really?
People think he's doing the acrobatics for a Sith
Because
Inquisitor.
I
don't know.
saw that in Ahsoka there was a Inquisitor named Merrick.
People see that's why I brought up that's why I brought that up for Starkiller because people want that guy to be Starkiller.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no way that's happening, but wouldn't that be awesome?
He just shows up, Darth Vader's apprentice. Because why wouldn't Darth Vader have an apprentice? You know what I mean? He's been around forever.
I would like the dynamic between that and Ahsoka. Ahsoka
want-
was Anakin's
I want
apprentice.
Snoke's backstory too.
Snoke?
Yeah.
I wish he had a better future. You know, him just being a puppet for Palpatine.
Wasn't threatening after he died.
Yeah.
The way he went out.
They
He
really
looked. If you guys seen the movie Hannibal, he looked like fucking Gary Oldman in Hannibal. Like Gary Oldman was like this fucked up face.
Look
guy
like a
in
tall
Hannibal.
column or something.
Speaking of Star Wars universe, there was, for those of you who aren't well versed, there was a movie that the director Zack Snyder was going to make, and it was going to be in the Star Wars universe. But they were like, you know what? You can't do that because this stuff has swears and murders and shit like that. We don't want to do this in Star Wars universe. So he said, fuck it. I'm going to go make it at Netflix. And
Yeah.
we watched the trailer for it. Did you see it? Rebel Moon?
No.
We watched the trailer for it, and I can't believe that this is like getting the go ahead
Yeah.
because it is so close to Star Wars, and you knowing that it was a Star Wars movie previously is insane. The red blasters, the fucking people, like they made the swords look less like lightsabers, but they're still fucking laser swords. The spaceships,
There are, yeah. There's
But-
literally blue sabers.
yeah, and there is some stuff mixed in that you
It-
can totally tell is Zack Snyder. Like I brought up, there's a fucking 100% a Dark Souls boss in that fucking movie.
Yeah, I'm getting vibes of like Justice League for the look, not the story. I hope, but it does feel like Dune combined with Star Wars, and yeah, you know, this thing from what I hear is not getting that well liked on Twitter, but I think it's mostly the marketing. I think it's because it's very ambitious. People are like turned off by it in a way, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the thing is, there are so many people that are like Snyder fanboys that just ruin his reputation. It kind of feels like they're just, I don't know. I think that's just, this movie's going to have a lot of trouble. It's getting over that.
Like I did not see anything in that trailer that looked abhorrent. You know what I mean? Like nothing looked terrible.
Man, like that scene where I think we watched the ending scene of The Flash. That CG is so bad. It's so fucking bad. I can see what people are complaining about. That is terrible. That is fucking unfinished.
And hey, Rebel Moon didn't look bad.
Yeah, Rebel Moon looks great. Like, I will probably watch it.
How are you
I'll
gonna
get
watch
that.
it?
And I'll Netflix and
Yeah, sure. Where's your Netflix account? Tell
yeah,
me.
I'll find one.
Yeah, it's roughly the halfway point,
So
which means
You got a story?
yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys another very story about me. Okay, so I used to have a metal box fan, right?
Oh yeah,
So it was huge. It was probably about the size from half of my legs up to my shoulders. Huge fucking box fan. Now, that thing blew air like a motherfucker.
oh yeah,
But
Wait, we talking about a metal box?
yeah. You know,
Fan.
remember we had one of those too, a brown box fan.
it's
Oh.
a fan
Remember it?
that's shaped in this as a square.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And it was old as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So the sides were made of metal. Handle was plastic, and I had it. I had an elevated bed, so I had it on like a stool or something, so it
Yeah.
blew air into my bed. And I ended up breaking the dial.
Okay.
So I found a way to make it work, and I was jamming a screwdriver into the
Ooh.
fucking thing. Now, I put this metal screwdriver against the metal edge of the fan.
Hmm.
So one day I wake up, and I had my girlfriend in bed at the time, and I was at my mom's, and I slept in the basement. Now, I woke up hard.
Because of that fan.
And maybe because I had a lady in my bed. But no, I pissed or whatever. And the fan wasn't on. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm warm. Now I got to fiddle with this fucking fan. So I jammed the fucking screwdriver and then I'm moving it around. Now I'm hard. Imagine me
Yeah.
hard.
It's important for the story, I swear. It just never comes
It
up.
is. But I had these underwear, right? That had no button for the fly. They were boxers. So my dick was like out. Now I'm fiddling with this fan, and my dick came into contact with the metal
Oh,
fan,
God.
and I electrocuted.
How does that happen?
And I was like, oh!
Your girl probably thought you were doing something.
She looks at me, you like that?
God damn.
Now, I told that story because I thought it was hilarious after.
Right. What?
Those box fans were plastic, not metal, right? The one we had was plastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, do we have plastic one?
It was
I
white.
swear this one was from the
Or wait,
70s.
it was white and brown though, right?
Yeah, white.
Okay.
It was brown all around.
They are some classic.
Alright.
I don't think they make box fans. 'cause
And
make
like they
a
got
lot of
dirty
sense.
fast. They got like dust in them
Oh,
all the
yeah,
time.
for sure. Yeah, one thing we could talk about is that the MCU is going to get a reboot after Secret Wars, so that would be 2026, and we don't know what kind of reboot they're doing. If it's anything like the Flash, that's a version where they keep all the good shit, I guess, and they take out the bad shit.
That sucks.
But we'll see. Like the thing is, they're gonna have to recast Robert Downey Jr. Chris Evans could come back.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's not like an actual like reboot. What I'm pretty sure is just like there's gonna be characters that are introduced in Secret Wars that are alternate versions of other characters. Now these characters are gonna be brought into the universe, which that is a reboot, I guess, in terms. But then it's like you're gonna bring back like it feels weird because like if you kick out Sam Wilson as fucking Captain America. Now I just feel like raising.
Is Doctor Doom going to get introduced after Secret Wars? Is he not? Because it meant just introduce him already. He's such a cool
I
character.
want to be part of that same universe, not a different one.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I understand why they're doing the reboot. It's the only thing that's going to make sense. Because now they have all these other properties that have to be introduced, and they make no sense not being introduced now. You know, like how do you bring the Fantastic Four in?
Because Miss Marvel at the end of that show teased the X-Men by playing Little Jingle, and apparently Kamala Khan, who is Miss Marvel, is a mutant.
Total
and it's like, yeah, cool. I wish Kamala Khan. And Namor from Black Panther is also a mutant.
Yeah,
but it's like they're like tippy-toeing on the idea of a mutant, and I don't know. I don't see a scenario where they can just introduce the mutants.
Yeah, it makes no sense because they would have to be around forever. Like, Professor X is an old fucking man.
And
like,
honestly,
what, 80s?
I really don't think mutants can work in the MCU. Because I think if you have
what are you saying about mutants? They don't work?
Yeah,
they're lazy?
They're lazy.
It's because
I really don't think they work.
You're just Oliver Trask?
Yeah.
Kill the mutants.
I think a fundamental problem with the MCU right now is there's too many superheroes. Wait, too many superheroes that we don't care about. Like I think it worked before because it was like, look at all these superheroes that you cared about. Because phase 1, 2, 3 was generally mostly good.
Well, it was all
an
Avengers.
awesome ride.
You see all one movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. And it's not the superhero in question. It's that the movie has failed to make us care about it. Because as I have always brought up, Iron Man was not an A-grade superhero. He never was before the movie.
In the comics, yeah.
He wasn't. You had your Spider-Man who was big and pretty much X-Men. That's what people like.
Spider-Man was the main one. Iron Man was low tier.
Yeah, exactly. He was like a C-grade thing.
Spider-Man
like,
sold.
He showed up in the Spider-Man show, and it's like, oh, that's Iron Man. Like it was like fucking Hulk was big, Spider-Man was big, not Captain America. He was never that big. I remember everybody was like, oh, he's so lame. You know, he's Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Oh,
yeah, he's like Superman, but a little weaker.
Hulk was big. Wolverine, like even the X-Men weren't huge. It was Wolverine who was big.
It's all in the actor, like Edward Norton. Like you get him as a Hulk, and he doesn't have the same gravity that Mark Ruffalo has as a Hulk. So it's like I feel like if they hire great actors, they can bring even the shittiest superhero to life. I'm not saying Iron Man's too shitty, but you know what I mean. Like that's why it's like Sam Wilson is Captain America, but it's not the name. It's in the end he's gonna be the Falcon still, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see. He has a movie coming up. Maybe it's gonna be pretty good.
Yes, they need to do something to make us care about because the Guardians of the Galaxy were nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely nothing. I remember when people saw that trailer, they were like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Because one, yes, most people, Iron Man was a lower grade superhero at the time, but people knew him because he was in these television shows. Nobody knew who the fuck Guardians of the Galaxy was, and even this iteration of Guardians that was in the thing wasn't even the first ones that was in the comics. It was the second one. So it was like you got to make us care about them, and that's it. Like these new movies, I have no ambition, zero fucking ambition to see the Eternals.
Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect example, honestly.
It depends on the actor.
So many actors. I'm sure
Like
a lot of them
Robin
are
Down
great
Jr.
in
like
their own
made
way,
us
but-
love Iron Man, right? Because his acting.
Oh yeah. They also like Iron Man is a very like edgy character. Like the
His
first Iron Man
personality.
movie, like he drinks, he's like a womanizer. They don't create characters like that anymore. And so now you have like Shang-Chi where he's like, he's an
I
A-star.
like Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, I like it, but he's a nerd. He's a fucking nerd, and it's but that's the
Wow.
thing, is like
He's a nerd, you fucking nerd.
yeah.
That movie was hilarious.
That's
But,
why
like,
he
who have
appeals
they-
to you, you
The
nerd.
closest they introduced is Mark Spector, Moon Knight, right? Or is there another character they introduced that's
People didn't like Moon Knight. I
yeah.
loved it.
I don't like the finale, but I loved everything else. It was good.
The way that started with the horror movie aspect and everything, it felt different, which is nice.
That scene where he's looking at videotape footage of himself in the museum, and he just looks directly at the camera in the footage, and it's like, holy shit, that's creepy.
Like
Did
Werewolf by
Alice-
Night,
Did their
I
eyes
had to
bleed?
watch that.
Did their eyes bleed?
Yeah, Alice, fucking Alice.
Stop fucking. I fucking hate Alice so much. She haunts me. Yes, Werewolf by Night, another amazing thing.
Bring him back. He was actually a great character.
Yeah.
He's
Which it would be amazing if they just did something for Halloween.
yeah, make another one, surprise us. Do it like I don't know if it really brought in the
Like,
viewers they wanted.
You
but
need those little things that are so different that they make things feel fresh again. Like
Yeah.
a black and white horror movie in the MCU, which even it had some fucking edgy content. Like somebody gets their arm sliced off.
yeah,
and it's
for
pissing
sure.
blood.
Speaking of the same, two writers, very prominent writers from the MCU, are now off Secret Wars, which is surprising. Michael Waldron, I believe he wrote Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. People don't like that guy just because of that line. Well, I'm sure a lot of other things, but mostly the line where Doctor Strange goes Illumawati. No, they're instead of Illuminati, they're like Illumawati. It's that kind of humor
Illumawati.
that I think people are just getting a little bit over.
What's Spider-Man freshman?
Freshman year is, they say it's canon. It's the backstory to Tom Holland's Spider-Man when he was in high school.
Really? Is it like
Or
animated?
middle
It's
school.
animated.
Yeah, it's all
Is it animated? Or
it's
am I
all
saying?
Is he
animated.
voicing it?
Is
You
he
know, I
voicing
don't
it?
even know if he is, but
Makes sense. They did people.
Ooh.
They
I
didn't
don't
really
know.
get the actors for the What If series.
I don't really. This might be before he even gets his powers.
Fantastic Four's coming out in 2 years.
Care to watch that, to be honest, but we'll see how that does.
Yes, which the cast of Fantastic Four hasn't been fucking down yet. Like nobody has come out and said this is the cast. Which I know there's been speculation and stuff, but and like Adam Driver was supposed to be in the cast at one point. You know what? We
Mhm.
talk about Fantastic Four a lot on this channel.
We really do.
But
Oh,
we-
Jeff
no,
Loveness
it's-
is a Rick and Morty writer. He also did. Oh, he did Quantum Mania. So, all right, that's probably a good idea to not get these guys on your Secret Wars project. Doesn't he look like Mysterio?
If he
Or
was,
Jake Gyllenhaal?
if he was on crack.
That's exactly what I was thinking. No, he looks just like him. Look
I'm
up
s-
Jeff Loveness. You'll see
Secret
what I
Wars
mean.
coming out in 27.
2027 or something. They're pushing it off.
27.
We'll see what they do. Honestly, they should just be worrying on the short term because people are not okay with Marvel right now. It's really doing bad. Well, I'm so curious about the Marvels because it's like, what are people going to think about it?
DC's bad right now, but we have Deadpool.
Oh, I wanted to bring something up. Okay.
Okay.
So I was laying in bed last night. Okay, this sounds bad. Just start jerking off.
And there was this fan.
There was this
Yeah.
fan.
I thought about it for a second.
And I was.
Yeah.
It's one of my fetishes. I just like
Yeah.
shooting myself with fans. It has to be a fan. So I was like, I want something to watch, but I want it to be like, I don't want it to be a show or whatever. And you know what I put on?
What?
2000s commercials from the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh.
There is nothing more like a time machine than that. I swear to
Da,
God.
da, da,
Because yes, movies don't take me back like that because they're
Right.
accessible, but it's like those little things that you might have seen because commercials you saw way more than movies
The
because
sheer
the
amount-
same
yeah.
ones would play so many times a day. Like kids,
That's a relic
today-
of the past.
yeah.
Like watching a TV show like The Simpsons and having 8 minutes of commercials total because each episode is 22 minutes and it's like a half-hour show. There's 8 minutes of fucking commercials you had to watch.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And you know what? If you're watching the same station, they're going to be pretty much the same commercials.
Yeah, you
So
guys are
that's why-
pampered with your 5-second skip.
If you see a commercial, you can remember it so well because it's like you watch that probably for like 30 minutes a day, that one commercial, if you were watching the same. Because when we grew up, we had the fucking what we called Bush TV. It was 3 channels. And usually the only one that had shit good on it was like Global. Because they
Global
played like
news,
The
yeah.
Simpsons and fucking sitcoms and shit like that.
Yeah, 3 channels.
He's like privileged.
Privileged. Goddamn,
You
we
had 3
one.
channels?
Did you grow up in the 70s?
Well, no, but like I think everybody did at one point. You
I
had
don't think
3
we had-
channels.
We had like a lot of things. We had
Eventually,
cable.
we got what it was
Yeah,
like.
but I mean when we were kids.
What did they call
Yeah,
it?
we had-
High speed cable.
We had cable when we
We,
were
we
kids.
eventually got a satellite dish, but it was the kind of cable where it's like it's constantly moving, and the remote couldn't really select anything. Just type in numbers. It was
Yeah,
so
but-
primitive.
Right.
Before that, we just had channel 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
and you had
Oh, I see what you mean.
if you had a bunny ears antenna, you got like these.
Just throwing it up.
I think maybe like 3 channels for only 3 shows you can watch. I'm like, oh really?
Oh no,
Global
no, it was
News.
like you had like Global, you had
Oh yeah, I see. What you're talking
yeah,
about.
there was like 3 channels and one was like City TV and shit like that and
Yeah.
Survivor was on.
Oh, Survivor. So many shows that I would just avoid. I
Jacob
encountered them.
Jacob Tutu.
Yeah, Jacob too.
Jacob Tutu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like they had the cartoons on and fuck, that's where my life was ruined because my mom liked fucking UK soap operas and I couldn't fucking stand it.
Really?
But you guys liked your soap operas. You guys watched it with your mom.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Zachary Levi wants Shazam and Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner to do a project together.
Porno?
I don't think Shazam is going to be doing anything in the DC
I'm
anymore.
sorry, Zachary. Is it Levi or
He
Levy?
seems like a nice guy, but goddamn, you're not in the
What is-
next one.
What is his last? Is it Levi or
It
Levy?
is- I think it's Levi. It sounds better. I'm giving them the credit by saying her name's not Gal Gadot.
To the levee, but the levee was dry. Yeah,
Do you
I'm
think
sorry.
we'll see him again?
What?
Zachary Levi.
I think he's done.
I think he's dumb too.
Dumb. You're dumb.
I think he's dumb.
You think your movie's coming back? Dumb.
He says cringy shit online, but I think he's a nice
I
guy.
think The Rock could come back.
It would not be a good idea for
No, but I could
James
see
Gunn.
because I don't think that would be a James Gunn decision. I think that'd be a WB decision.
oh shit, yeah.
Because The Rock is a big draw.
hmm
2, people wanted him as Black Adam and they
For a
petitioned
while.
for it. And 3, people still say, like, I've heard a lot. They're like, Black Adam had its faults, but it wasn't the worst DC movie. So I feel like there's potential there. I feel like he could come back. The biggest fucking issue with The Rock and Jason Statham and shit like that is that they have contracts, specific contracts to say that they can only get punched a certain amount of times, that they can't lose fights, because
yeah,
then it
that's
makes
wild,
them look
right?
weak, which is fucking shit for a superhero movie.
It's
because-
funny to watch in like the Fast and Furious movies where you have like Jason Statham, you have The Rock, and it's like when they're fighting, it's got to be an equal battle.
Oh, The
Because,
Rock
like-
was in a movie.
Yeah, he
Oh.
played what was his name? Something in Shaw,
Hill.
not Hank and Shaw.
It was
What's his-
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. His name's Hobbs. Hank.
Go
You got me
Hanks.
fucked up with Go Hanks. Look up Go Hanks and be appalled at
Hanks and
what.
Shaw.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
that was another
DBC
thing that
is
we
done.
found out that I thought the fusion of Trunks and Gohan was called Go Trunks, but he's called Go Hanks.
Go
I know.
That's the shittiest fucking
That's from
thing.
Dragon Ball Hero.
That's the
I
only
think.
way you can make the name, though. If you think about it.
Yeah,
It could be Go Trunks.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
something
Go
like that.
Runks.
Go Trunks.
Gounks. Gunks.
It's future Gohan
Gunks!
plus future Trunks. And I just calling him Hank is just odd. I don't know.
Go Hank.
The Rock. Okay, yes, that's right. Because one of the issues with that is like the next step with what The Rock wanted to do was have himself against Superman in a
Mhm.
Black Adam versus Superman movie, which I'm sorry, fucking dumb.
It was already too late. Henry Cavill
Yeah,
was
he-
just nuts.
You're just so fucking.
Hank Cavill.
He unfollowed Jink on Instagram. The Rock.
Really? Yeah.
Or he unfollowed him.
Because one is Shazam is Black Adam's villain, not fucking Superman. And 2, The Rock is gonna win because his contract says he can't lose. You were gonna have Black Adam beat Superman
And you want that Superman actor to come back to lose?
to bring up casting or whatever because we saw the new Superman, David Cornsweet.
Oh
which,
yeah.
terrible fucking name. Corns.
They show you porn or something?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, that's just on Twitter.
The-
What were you looking on Twitter?
No, it said
Who showed me so ominously? You
I turned it away slowly. No, that
Is that for
that's
later
my
or
time
something?
to shine Hello's Twitter account. She's a very prominent scooper for Marvel and DC and shit. And she's like, "Do you find Thanos hot?" And so
He's on his
that's the
ass,
weirdest
dude.
shit I've ever seen.
All purple and sexy.
Oh yeah, this is. I guess you can finish your thought before I show this. I think you were in the middle of saying something before I cut you off.
Yeah, I
Thanos'
was. And you had to
ass.
show me fucking his Donald Dump.
The
David Cornsweet. That's what I was getting at. We saw the new Superman, which, holy fuck, did they just rehire a younger Henry Cavill?
yeah.
And I understand, but because now people are like, why didn't they just hire Cavill? And I do get it. But what I thought initially was that, they're not keeping Cavill because they need the movie to feel different. They
Mhm.
don't want it to feel associated with what was previous. But now, and I don't think Gal Gadot is coming back. I
No.
don't. But I still feel like they are keeping some people from that
Aquaman.
universe. Yeah, and it's like, stop. You gotta fucking reboot it, which
People are pissed.
I don't mind Jason Momoa.
Mamumi.
I don't mind Jason Momoa, but you gotta just rip the Band-Aid off, make everything fresh, because or else people are gonna be confused and they're gonna think that this is the previous still DCU, and they're not gonna enjoy it.
It's wild because the quintessential Flash story is Flash Paradox, the Flashpoint, and how did that bomb? Like, it's such a great story. How'd you have that story without Zoom as well? Like, they made so many mistakes. And Ezra Miller as honestly, Ezra Miller as casting is just a bad choice. I hate him as the Flash, and every scene he's.
I have never liked him as an actor. The first thing I saw Ezra Miller in was in Fantastic Beasts.
Right,
And
yeah.
I did not like him. I thought he was a fucking weirdo. And
He did a good job playing a creep.
Oh, he played the creep.
Yeah, because he was one.
Yeah.
He played the creep in Fantastic or Fantastic.
And Fantastic Beasts. Yeah.
Okay. So he wasn't the main
He
character.
played that creep
Fantastically.
I thought he was bringing up Fantastic Four again. I was like, stop bringing up Fantastic Four. He just shows me Thanos.
Yeah.
We all got it on our phones.
I'll send you it later.
Please send that to me.
Check out this dinosaur park in China. I thought it was Disney. Check out 3D. That's awesome. This is. Do
Do you
see
remember?
that? I don't know if it's on.
Show the camera, because do you remember in Final Fantasy VII where they enter that dome?
Do you see
Dome
that?
Depot?
My camera turned off, but I got that one going.
Do you remember that? In
Dome.
Final Fantasy VII, you enter like that circular dome, and like you start like seeing the world form around you and everything.
Yeah, I do.
That looks exactly like that.
They could have that go on in this.
Gohan? Gohan.
Gohan. It's Gohan. Sorry.
Just comes back
But
to
yeah,
Gohan.
that would be so trippy. Having this experience, just like standing still and everything around you is moving. You see dinosaurs and shit. You can see them reacting, like jumping away.
Oh God!
Imagine this for
fuck.
some good shit, though.
Wait, is that what you're talking about?
What?
What'd you say?
No. I said good shit, but I didn't mean weed.
What you said? Imagine this with some good shit.
Well, I'm just a fucking stoner suddenly.
I was like,
Imagine some good shit, bro. Yeah.
Can you imagine this though, but with some?
I just meant like Star Wars or fucking Marvel.
No, you didn't. You meant that shit. Yes. So later we are going to see two bands. We're taking. It's going to be a 3-hour total voyage, an hour and a half to get there, an hour and a half to get back. We're seeing two bands play, and this is the boys' way to cap off the summer. This is the last thing we did. We did so much. We went to concerts this summer. We went out for birthdays.
Yeah.
We fucking the boys are gonna go eat some good food. We're gonna go party. We're gonna have I'm
apples.
driving, so I'm not gonna be having many drinks, but I'll have a couple. And my family's out there. We're gonna see.
Oh, really? I should send a podcast. This sounds all creepy.
The only time he's
Oh, really?
the only time he's happy. Really, your family's there?
Oh, there's Donald Trump.
Do we want-
Donald
should we
Trump
get
got
the
arrested.
mugshot, man.
He got his mugshot.
Yeah,
taken.
I don't know where you guys stand politically, but it's funny that that finally happened. You know what I mean? Like he finally.
Damn. Where are
No,
you
no, it's
standing
like
here?
they've been wanting to arrest him since 2016.
Well,
They're like the way he descended the elevator.
I like the way he
like,
handled
fuck
it.
that
Though,
guy.
arrested.
Yeah.
why would you do?
Well, you
The way
see
they
how-
handled him. They're just rubbing him.
I like the way they handled him.
No, the
Don't
way
you
he handled arrested, the professionalism.
Oh yeah, like they didn't like bust in his door and just chokehold him
Yeah.
out. I'm so excited for this. The Quest 3 unboxing leak.
Wait, when was that announced?
The Quest 3 was announced about maybe a month ago. There was a trailer for it. It looks.
When
I
is
want
it coming
this.
out?
I'm hoping this year. I'm pretty sure it's soon though. So
And
maybe
that's
it is
it?
this year. Yeah.
What are those
Oh.
3 slots on the front?
Uh,
Are those
I believe
tracking?
that
sensors?
is probably tracking, but so basically it's like the same as that, but it has full color pass through, so you can do AR games and shit like that.
Those look
it's-
like normal controllers, though.
Those controllers. So you see mine over there. They don't have that loop anymore.
What
so
about-
it's
can you still
lighter.
do the fingers?
Yeah, I think it has full finger tracking. It's like it's far more powerful as like a new Snapdragon CPU or some shit.
Okay.
So it can do a whole lot. I'm excited for it. That thing is actually crapping out on me and I hate it.
Like the battery life.
Like I turn it on and it's like a black screen.
Well,
I
you
gotta
did
refactor it.
spill like stuff on it before, like cream
Oh,
soda.
oh fuck, you're right. That's probably what's going on.
Spill cream
God
soda
damn
on it.
it.
Remember?
Yeah, I was working for it, but now it's like it's screwing
It
me.
exploded in your bag, and
Your bag
the cream
exploded.
soda.
You
But I mean-
creamed
dad's,
all over. it,
dad's cream
exploded.
soda.
Dad's
Yeah.
cream soda. Dad's cream. So I really think, like, I know Apple won't do it because they're cunts, but like with that shit, you need to make it so batteries can be swapped.
Yeah.
Do it because fucking that. Make it easily accessible for batteries to be swapped because one, make it so you can buy a bigger battery.
Yeah.
And that you can swap that out easily. And people will love that because it's like, yes, come with the base battery and it's like 5 hours. And then you can also just sell it so that there's an additional larger battery.
Have a
You know?
model that because
Or
like
you can buy
do you-
aftermarket. I dream about customization for certain things. Like, I'm very happy about the PlayStation, even though it was fucking insanely delayed. But it was like fucking the choice to have an SSD that you can just slam in there, and they made it easy.
yeah, exactly. That's only like 64 gigabytes. It's so low.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You need
why not give
there
an
should
SD
be
card?
like slots so you can swap out the memory.
We got the
or-
PS5 Pro coming out too.
the PlayStation. Wait, really?
Yeah,
Is
that was
that
insane.
announced?
Do you remember that? Well, the Slim or whatever. It was. I told Christian 2 days before they announced it. I was like, "Yeah, I think it's been pretty much the halfway life. Halfway life? What? It's pretty much the halfway point of the PS5. So I'm pretty sure like any day now they're gonna announce a Slim, and they
Wow.
fucking announced it. And I was like, and then they're gonna be like, and it's gonna be. And I said this exactly to him, and I was like, some guy's gonna be, and he's gonna be like, and now the PS5 Slim, and it will be priced at $499. And I was like, and everybody
Oh
will
my
clap.
God.
And it fucking got priced, or I said whatever it was. I said $399 or $499. But that's
I'm
what it
reading
was.
an article where it's like PlayStation 5 price drops historically low amidst the PS5 Slim launch rumors. You save $75. It's not historically low, but yeah, I will not be buying it, but
What was
I'm
your
excited
favorite
for
console?
it. And honestly, it's got to be like the PlayStation 4. Like I always have nostalgia wise, it's GameCube, but it's like
For me, it's GameCube or the Wii.
I've played the PS4 far more because of Black Ops Zombies, like hundreds
Really?
and
I
hundreds
played
of
PS3.
hours.
Black Ops more.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
PS4. I think that was Black Ops 3, right? Or
PS4 was Black Ops 3, but you didn't play 1 that much?
not as much, but I
It's
did
like-
play it.
I believe we played 3 a lot. We did. Like, we did
Yeah,
figuring out the Easter
I
eggs
think it
and stuff,
eclipses it by a lot.
which was fucking sweet to, after all that time, to come back with friends and fucking beat all those Easter eggs. Because,
Yeah.
like, I couldn't do it playing with people online. I would need to play with friends. And we actually manned
Yeah.
up to the task. And
It's
fucking
funny
got
though
it done.
because like the one Easter egg I've always wanted to do was Shangri-La, and we haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Now that we have 4 people, we've done all the ones that I guess I never knew that I could do at
It's-
the time. It drives me
this is
back
him
where you don't-
complaining to
yeah.
me.
It's like what the fuck?
He's like, why haven't we done it yet?
Like, I
Let's
bring
fucking
it-
do it.
yeah.
yeah.
at some point
I've
we'll do
always wanted to do
Shangri-La.
it too. I've told Christian about that.
It's a very simple Easter egg, I guess, compared to
Well, there's
Jurassic
like
and all that.
codes and numbers.
Yeah, and you gotta like kill specific monkeys at certain places.
It's like the sequel to Moon. I like it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I think I played a fuck ton of Black Ops 1 when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Multiplayer with friends at the time. I also played a fuck ton of zombies. Like Kino, and then it's like we start playing Kino, and like the internet was what it was, you know what I mean? You had to have a computer at the time. You didn't have fucking phones. So it's like every once in a while somebody would come up with a different piece of information. They'd be like, "Oh, if you shoot this radio that's on the other side of the map, it fucking plays something." And then it was like it added those next little layers. But now since the internet's so easily accessible, your phone's right there. Fucking now it's like the Easter eggs are discovered in fucking half
I play
a
online.
day.
I play online
Oh yeah.
all the time.
I
I had friends online.
Not only that, the developers.
I made friends play online.
Oh, yeah.
Say.
Yeah, I thought it was just dissing us.
Yeah.
See, because I had friends, unlike you guys.
I play 6 in the morning, take a break, and play again at 7.
Yeah, those
So
lobbies were
addicting to-
legendary. They got like I know they're
Yeah.
making another. Black
What was your
Ops,
favorite
right?
stage in Black Ops 1?
Which multiplayer or zombies?
Zombies.
Uh,
Mine was Ascension all the time.
Yeah, Ascension would be mine too. That one had the coolest feel.
Even
It
now-
had the nicest colors.
Yeah,
Even now,
that's
it's my
true.
favorite, but maybe it's
Ascension
Lame,
was pretty good.
lame Easter egg reward though.
I also wasn't a fan of how you do the pack-a-punch because it always it was like, what do you do? Oh yeah, you just activate all the landers. It's so
Yeah.
strange.
you can also shoot
But,
the
yeah.
rocket with the.
The rock.
ray
oh
gun.
yeah, I like that. It's a little
Yeah, and then
attention
it
to
explodes
detail.
and you get a fucking
I love Barry and I love Drystrack. My favorite
Mhm.
stages those 3.
a Der Eisendrache. Up there. That might be my favorite one of all time.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe now it is.
But Origins is sweet too.
I think you said another Modern Warfare will have zombies. I wonder if Treyarch is doing that.
Like Shepherd of
Next.
Fire.
Treyarch.
Shepherd of Fire on Origins
Zombies
is
game.
fucking insane. And the staffs, the mud, the giant robots. They
Hmm.
need something like that again. Like the giant robots was such a fun addition. Like, oh, you might get stepped on it. It also had to do with the Easter egg. The giant robots were awesome.
Sure. Is it called Black Ops Gulf War?
What is that?
Hold on. Let me look this
There's
up.
a new Black Ops?
Black Ops Gulf War revealed. Is that the game's title?
Really.
Gulf War, really?
When?
Based in the
Today?
Gulf War
Next
event.
year.
Was that revealed today?
This was July.
Oh, I have no idea. But
1 month ago.
hey,
Hey, man.
as we saw a lot of they showcased fucking Modern Warfare 3 at Gamescom. The story, it was probably one of the most boring things I've ever seen.
Really? I know. I don't know. It's hard to make war exciting.
Well, it
I've
was
seen
just
so
like
much. I'm just a veteran.
it's hard for me to play those games like flashbacks.
Yeah. I just can't do it anymore, man.
Well, no, it's just like there's like no color in the fucking game. It's just
Right.
everything sucked out of it. Nothing seemed fun, and it was just like, well, this is sad. And it was like 18 minutes of it, and I just sat there watching it like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's gonna be a zombies mode in Modern Warfare 3.
As long as Treyarch's doing it, I have hope. As long as it's their
It's
A
not
scene.
Treyarch.
Mm.
It's Sledgehammer.
Well, you
Games.
know what? I have more hope because they did Vanguard.
But
They should feel ashamed.
thanks for coming to the 9th one. This is it. This is where we ended up. Forrest should be with us hopefully next week if he's feeling all right. And then we'll have more stories for you guys because we're going to tell you all about the festival. So thank you for coming. Once again, you can find me at twitch.tv/BigBudge as well as on the John Odds YouTube channel. And what about you?
You can find me on Twitch playing with John Odds.
Twitch.tv/Bobbity18888.
That's
I
4
play
eights.
Phasma with him a lot.
Oh yeah, we'll be playing more Phasma because there's an amazing update. I think Forrest was talking about last podcast. You could find me on twitch.tv/John Odds. I play with a lot of these guys. Big Budge, Bobbity188, and Appetite for the Dead. And where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Movie Idol, on Twitch, as Appetite for the Dead.
And thanks everybody for being here. That's the 9th one. Tomorrow. Next time will be our 10th episode. We're not just Saw X, it's Empty Minds X.